Hey, what's up, everyone? Alright, so Lizzie has not reappeared. I've talked about that several days ago on my channel, but my dog Lizzie has not reappeared. She has not come back. I asked on the local next door, North Forum, the next door, the social media forum where people can discuss things locally. We called the local, or my mama called the local pound in our county and asked them whether or not they had seen her, and apparently those calls go directly to the police station now. And this really nice officer, she said this nice officer answered the phone, and they said we hadn't seen her. We haven't seen a dog like that. And he apparently seemed like a really nice, legit guy, like he was telling the truth. So she disappeared on last Thursday. That's when she disappeared. I think that was the 11th. There were a lot of strange sounds that took place, a lot of howling, a lot of just one coyote was dying, and then I could hear it, and she was raising up on 2 feet and just barking. All the dogs were going crazy. You heard that on video. The two slaps behind me. All that was going on, and the next day she disappeared, and we had to leave. We had to leave. We weren't able to stick around. And then we had a busy weekend, and she's been gone since that very day. She would have returned quickly. That's how she is. The last time she got loose, the person next door, she took care of her, washed her, bathed her and stuff, and just kind of brought her inside and took care of her. I know because she has this special shampoo. She used to be a dog groomer, and she took care of her for that day. And this time she disappeared, and disappeared like completely. And you know the story of what happened last time when the scale appeared and she was taken, and reptilian being wound up leaving a scale, and the tree was sliced, the bushes, and I demanded her to be returned, and then I heard a loud crash, and then there she was. That was the second time. She disappeared once before when this loud sounded like a helicopter taking off in our yard, and then all of a sudden I saw these lights at the creek, these green and red lights just at the creek, and then and loud bam hit the side of the building. There were three creatures. I could hear them grunting and growling and spitting. And then to the right of me at the pine trees, there was this. And the reason why I titled this Disappearing Items is because also some of my items have been vanishing and reappearing on me a lot again. But this UFO thing, I don't know what it was a like a living being. It had eyes all around it, or I assumed cameras. It was some sort of an AI thing, and it was like it didn't make that much noise, but it was after that loud helicopter sound, and I ran after this thing, and I saw it, and it bumped into the pine tree and wobbled off. It was like it was separated from the others, and the others were flying in unison. They had these long stingers in front of them, and there were about 6 or 7 of them flying in a row up to the facility in the hills. And this other object caught it behind them and then straightened up and followed up behind them in a row. But the object was almost observing me. It was like it was observing me. And that was the other time Lizzie had disappeared, 2 times in a row. That was in the middle of the night, about 9:45 p.m. years ago. The other time was 3:30 p.m., and then I heard a loud crash, and she returned when I demanded her to be returned. She returned with a cord wrapped around her, a tree limb tied to her, and I had to untangle her, and the other dog was scared to death next to her. And she smelled like sulfur. Her breath smelled like sulfur. She was sick and couldn't eat for days. And that's what happened before. She couldn't even, she had to have antibiotic, and we had to take care of her. She wasn't able to eat or drink anything. She was just traumatized, shaking, just, I don't know what realm she went to, but I mean, there's no telling what happened. But I have a feeling, I know some people have shared some experiences. They said what they had a vision, they said, of what happened, that the reptilians took her and they let her back, brought her back, and there's no telling how much time it was for her. She was traumatized. I even had the scale. I put it up, but guess what? The scale has disappeared now years later. Returning to disappearing items. I have this little Ziploc bag that I keep my important electronic items in. I kept the wireless Bluetooth earbuds, these earbuds that I use, the J-Lab True Wireless Earbuds, and Skull Candy Jib True. Well, I keep those in this Ziploc bag with some important micro SD cards, readers, and all that. Well, I keep this one particular USB-C reader and a micro USB reader, and I keep that where it's an adapter for plugging to the phone to read files on a reader and a card or thumb drive. Well, suddenly that disappeared. And then hours later, it was back in the Ziploc bag in plain sight. Same for the wireless charger. Gone, then suddenly back in there. And I put this card in there that wound up having files, important files, that I titled, it was, you know how they titled DCIM when it comes to pictures and videos. And I had stuff from years ago that I'd saved and never got to transfer it over specifically, but it's different pictures that I was looking for, and the dates and times are off, but it's been compiled and put together in this special card that reappeared in the morning, one morning. And I put that in there as well. But my true wireless earbuds have disappeared out of it again, even though whatever returned my reader with the Anchor reader and micro SD card. Reader, writer, and micro SD card in it. So things just disappear and reappear. These expensive items, you save up and you buy something that you just don't want things you get to disappear. But they do. And that's what happened. Maybe the scale will reappear. Maybe other stuff will. Maybe Lizzie will come back. I don't know. You never know. Life takes some mysterious turns, and unexpected things can happen. You never know. Unexpected things can take place. Why is it doing this? Hold on, I'm trying to get this to... Unexpected things can take place in life. Just giving random notifications on here. I was trying to clear it so I can... You just never know. You never know. And just strange things take place a lot. Especially with me. But anyway... Thank you for watching, and yeah, much love, everyone. I will share other things as soon as possible, because there's a lot going on. But so far, Lizzie has not returned, and the earbud case hasn't, and so these other items keep disappearing and reappearing. Got a lot to do. Gonna get on that. Try to get moving. I'm still been achy, but not to the point where I can't move at all. Like I was in excruciating pain that I can't even just begin to describe to you. Took the antibiotics and things to help that. But that I'll talk about in another video, but I think I have a feeling of what might be going on, but I don't like it at all. But I'm not going to share that in this video. Just the disappearing items. Life can be one strange journey. One very strange journey. So, I took the 6,000 steps the other day. Apparently that only burns around 320 calories, maybe. But I did a bunch of walking and movements, and I was having to do several things. Take my time, obviously, and do things, pace myself, with what I do. But anyway,